Hello everyone, Kautilya presents a series on Bloomberg. This series will cover introduction to Bloomberg, fundamental and economic analysis on Bloomberg terminal, as well as many other exciting functions which we will explore together.
So now we will learn how to create a new user login for the Bloomberg terminal. As you can see on the screen, there is a create a new login option. Click on that to create a new login and we'll be moving on ahead what Bloomberg instructions are there. Bloomberg is asking for certain options, such as, who are you creating this login for? So, here we will be clicking on myself, and then, it has been asking, have you ever been a Bloomberg terminal user? We will be clicking as no. Then we'll be getting this screen, which will be asking for certain details, such as our first and last name. Once we enter these two details, Bloomberg will generate a login name by itself. Then we'll be required to add certain contact information which will be used for certain verifications and further steps in the company email ID. You are requested to add your IBS email ID only, which has been provided by the college. Once we have added our details, we'll be clicking on Next. Then, Bloomberg would be asking how we want the verification code to be delivered to us. By selecting the appropriate option, we will be receiving the code, and we will be entering the same on the screen available by Bloomberg. Once the code is added, Bloomberg will request us to set a password. The password would be required to be set by certain conditions, such as it should require one uppercase letter, one lowercase, one number, and one special character. The password needs to be 8 to 12 characters long. So, once these criteria are met, we will be successfully receiving our login details. And once those details are received, it is suggested that you store them somewhere. Then we would be redirected to the home screen of Bloomberg, where you have to log in as well as you have to put your username and password, as we saw in the initial video. So now we have added our details and we have entered the Bloomberg platform. So this is the Bloomberg opening screen here. As you can see on the start page, there is a security description, and there is a message, like a chart and other functions, which we will understand in further videos. So let's learn the first function of Bloomberg. Let's take an example of Reliance Industries. In the command box, we'll be writing the name Reliance and clicking Enter. So we will get the screen that is visible right now. We'll get everything about the Reliance Industries Limited. About the company description of their overview overall their operations how it functions and in what all services they are their geographic reach as well as sales and marketing and financial performance, which they have performed until now. You can also find certain strategies which are used by the company as well as many more details on the Bloomberg. Once you come back from that, you will get to see the price chart, which is visible to you. You will get to know the estimates connected by Bloomberg as well as there is corporate information provided and the management overall who is the chairperson, chief financial officer as well as certain depository receipts which are visible by the Bloomberg platform. Let's take a glimpse of the price chart. So this is what the price chart looks like. You can adjust, you can see. So when we view the price chart, we get to know about the current volume being traded in the market as well as we get to see how volatile the stock has been and the current price at which the stock is getting traded. We also get to know the overall price, the high price as well as the low price of the stock. On this terminal, we also get to see the data according to certain days and months. So we can also view the data for 3 days. How the stock has been volatile. So as you can see on your screen, like how the data has been, how the stock has traded according to the volatility. Now, the 6-month data, as you can see how it has traded all over the years. For the past 5 years, this has been the overall stock performance. Bloomberg provides us with certain extra functions such as the issue info, the ratios, the revenue and EPS, also the ESD information. However, the ESD information is only valid for the stock market institutional brokers. Now, let's take a look at the ratios which are available. So, these are some important ratios that you would be learning in your classrooms as well. Let's take an example of EPS, here visible. When we conduct any kind of analysis, certain data plays a very vital role. Here you get to know about the EPS information, which is currently 102.90. Then you would get the DPS, which is at 10. Also, you get to know about cash flow analysis, and how the data has been. You get to know about certain ratios, which you might have heard about. The current ratio is 1.2 for Reliance. Similarly, quick ratio, debt-to-asset ratio, and inventory turnover ratio are some of the commonly used ratios. You also get to know about the growth potential and how the EPS has grown from 1 year. These are some important aspects that are used for certain financial analyses. So let's understand another function, which is revenue and EPS. Here we find two charts available to us. First is comparable revenue and second is comparable earnings per share. And in this, as you can see, Bloomberg has data for many years. So it creates for the last 4 years. We can say for 2020, you can see the data is 6 trillion. Then there has been a downfall due to certain reasons, which is 4.7 trillion. It came up and then it has seen an upward trend. So Bloomberg records these trends and then predicts a certain value for the next year for the investors to check out a company or organization they want to invest. So these are certain metrics that help them to understand which company is healthy and which company is not. And in comparable earnings, as you can see, it has already been predicted that in 2025 the earnings per share would increase to 119.61 from the current state, which is 102.90. So we can conclude by saying that Bloomberg helps to analyze any company's financial data and helps investors to make informative and appropriate decisions for their investments. Also, this function helps you to understand the organization and conduct certain analyses on the organization of your requirements accordingly. As we have seen in the overall video, you can conduct ratio analyses as well as you can also get to know how the company has been performing over the years through certain charts. So in our next video, we'll be looking at how the economic analysis is done and how Bloomberg shows the economic data. So see you in the next video.